What's going on, Chicago Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. And unfortunately, today I was planning to come and talk to you guys about the Bulls' upcoming week, but we also have another player who's been added to the NBA health and safety protocols. We'll talk about all that and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? So, the Bulls, unfortunately, we have another player placed in the NBA health and safety. Alize Johnson is the latest member of the Bulls roster to fall and to go into NBA health and safety protocol. So, at this point, like I said, expected every couple of days. It seems like is what we're getting news. Every couple of days, we're getting a new player placed in the health and safety protocol. Now, we do have Javonte Green and Kobe White poised to come back here shortly. DeMar DeRozan is on the horizon with that as well. And then Derrick Jones Jr. would be after that, followed by Zach LaVine, who just recently went out. So what that does is that really sets up the Bulls to have a really interesting week when it comes to matchups, right? We got Detroit coming up tomorrow. After that, we got Toronto coming up Thursday and the Lakers coming up Sunday. Now, we do have some space between those games, which is good to have the amount of space. But this week is going to be hard. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a tough week for the Bulls to just see how they respond with Lonzo and Lonzo Caruso, Vooch, the rest of the gang at this point, Kobe White and Javonte Green when they come back as well. Just how they're going to respond this week is going to be telling for the Bulls. Like it's not that this is a good situation at all. It's going to be interesting to see like Lonzo run a team now where he is going to probably be the primary ball handler. He should be. And see how different the team and the offense looks with that being done. But overall, this is not going to be an easy week for the Bulls at all. You look at some of these matchups that could have been easier for the Bulls had we had our full roster, but since that's not the case, it's going to be interesting to see who stands up, how this team comes together, who has big games, big nights, big contributions from unexpected people, as well as how Billy Donovan's going to manage the rotation. Now, we have a lot of players that are going to be contributing now to this team who aren't going to be contributors when everyone's healthy, who's just not some players who are not going to be on this roster completely, some people who are not going to be in this rotation at all once everyone's back. And the team that we're looking at is going to be so different from what we're used to seeing. I really don't know how to predict how any of these games goes. I don't know how the play style is going to be. I don't know anything to point out as key contributions or facts, because it's just such an interesting and unique position that the Chicago Bulls roster finds themselves in. Like I said before, it's not as bad just because it's not injury, right? So players shouldn't have to take a while to get back into rhythm and everything. It depends on like if they had any cardiovascular things because of the virus or anything like that. But when it's all said and done, we should be good in the long run. But this next week or two, is going to be really interesting to just see what happens with this roster, what happens, like I said, with the play style, how Billy Donovan does these rotations. It's extremely, extremely crazy to think of just how depleted this roster is. How many people who were contributors to how good this team was doing and is going to do is just going to be out. Yes, it's sad. It's all of that shit. But to have 10 players, right? Alize being our 10th player placed in the health and safety protocol is unprecedented. Now, we live in unprecedented times in general, right? But to be something so unprecedented within an unprecedented time is just wild that this is what we're going through as a franchise. And I understand the frustration by the fandom. I understand the questions of why isn't more being done. But at the end of the day, this is the hand that we were dealt. This is the hand that we have to try to make the best that we can out of. That's really what it just boils down to. And that's, you can choose to look at it glass half full, glass half empty, whatever you want to call it. But this is just the reality of where we sit right now with this team. The game against Detroit is going to be, I think it's still going to be a fun game. I'll be going live after that game. That's kind of the most fun things about it. We'll also just be having a general hangout again, a live stream tonight. I'll actually have a guest on that, so be on the lookout for that. But like, just with everything going on, I want to hear from you guys. How are you guys keeping your spirits up during this time? Because I know there are a lot of Bulls fans that are frustrated. For me personally, it's easy to keep my spirits up because this too shall pass. Is basically what it boils down to. Yes, we've gotten kick in the stomach after kick in the stomach over the course of the season, but at the end of the day, it could be a lot worse. It could happen in a way worse time during the season as well. Like I said before, if it was going to happen, this is the time period in which you want it to happen in. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. I think, we've had time to see how good this team can be. This isn't this isn't too close to the playoffs, right? This isn't coming at a key point in time where, yes, it matters. But if it was going to happen, this is the best time, in my opinion. And like I said on my live stream before, I really do think that the NBA would have done something differently if the Bulls had more nationally televised games. This is my personal opinion. I think if this happened to a team that had a bunch of nationally televised games, we would be seeing a different level of action for it. But as it stands right now, the Bulls aren't nationally televised again until January 12th against Brooklyn, and then again on TNT January 17th against Memphis. And we got a couple more towards the back end of the season, but that's really it coming up here soon. So, it is what it is. Everybody should be back healthy. Like, yes, there are probably going to be more players that get COVID. Don't be surprised if it happens to Lonzo at some point and he sits with health and safety. At this point, I would expect it to make its way through every member of the roster at some point. But let me know what you guys think down below. This kind of just is what it is, man. I know I rambled some on this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you want to send in any feedback, that's bullcentralpod@gmail.com. If you want to leave us a voicemail or text, it's 773-270-2799. Like I like to end every video on, go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.